We met in high school. We had an art class and we collaborated right away because I saw his hand. I met that hand, the ability to put down a thought, and I fell in love. And he'll say, I mean, I didn't fall in love with him, I fell in love with his art. Funny enough. And we've been working together ever since. The first thing that I always say is that I'm not an artist, that I am in the service of making clothes and working with fabrics and taking them to their limits and making women feel beautiful and just carry out an emotion that then I can have somebody communicate with. What I do is think artistic thoughts and then I put them to service because these garments have to work. The arms have to lift, and it's like an engineer, you know, these things have to move with you. So unlike an artist that it can just be on a wall, mine have to work.
My work is very graphically strong. I think I'm like a caveman. I would just be drawing on the side of a cave, and I need to get stories out and graphic images out quickly. I like to treat canvas or paper in this case as a textile material. So each one is actually a full painting that's been woven together to create this new painting, which I then painted on top. So there's the idea that, first of all, there's all these layers you can't see behind it, but they're there. So there's a full story to the yellow spider web painting, and there's a full story to the pink orchid painting, and there's a full story to the brown leaves that you don't see. But when they're woven together, they make this new thing appear, right? And then I painted over that. So it isn't very much about treating art as a woven, it's the fabric of society, you know? And the sum of all parts is more important than what's behind there.
Couture is a dress made by an artist. So that tells you everything, because you can have mass production and it's never touched by the artist. In my world, I still make everything in my studio in New York, which is rare, and I've never left. We have a great team of maybe 15 people. I learned to sew from a babysitter, and I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with sewing. Sewing is really my love. And I ended up doing an internship at the Metropolitan Museum when Diana Vreeland was at the Met. And that's when I knew, wow, this is a medium that I have something to say. Fashion is what history looks like. When you think of an era, you think of how people are dressed. And I thought, I want to have something to do with my time.
And this we might move over. Well, I came from Cuba when I was a kid, when I was 5 or 6, and I was very lucky to grow up in Manhattan, in New York, in the most glorious time, I think, which was late 60s, early to mid 70s. While I was in high school, I started to work in Manhattan already, different places like Fiorucci and Unique Clothing Warehouse. It was a fashion and art crossover that was very heavy at the time, poetry and music and dance. And Isabel was making costumes at the same time. We were still 15 or 16. And so that was a pretty incredible education. I met people like Keith Haring, Basquiat, and Kenny Scharf, and filmmakers like Almodovar, and people like Halston and Lena Horne, and musicians. And it was a pretty amazing time.
The silhouette is because I too love shape, and I react to a lot of Ruben's shapes. So it's a dialogue that we have with one another.
People assume you have to be similar to work together. It's all about the friction for us. It's about the fact that we are always clashing, and that cross-pollination is important because it makes both of our separate artworks richer.
Even now when I'm in here, I start seeing the patterns speak to one another. I'm looking at this painting here, and you look at the lines on that dress, and they mimic. And I can tell you we did not think of that. That's the beauty of living with an artist, because it's a constant communication. And as long as there's respect, then you know that's your work and this one's mine. You know when to feed and then pull back.
Again, I think we're spoiled. We grew up as kids in this rich stew that is Manhattan, where it didn't matter what age and sex and color and financial background you came from. What mattered was what you had to give to the soup, to the stew. What was your ingredient that was unique, you know?
I always say labor is health. When you work, you're healthy. You know, it's like the river. You run, you're on a flow. And that's something that we're constantly doing. We love what we do and we do it all the time, and we bring people along to do it with us.